year one of the SOI. So look, we have a presentation. The RAO board and myself have a presentation to all shareholding councils in May, and we by that stage will have finalised the new drafts. Moving on to the next slide. So I think now just looking at the impact, and look, very difficult to, well, it's very easy to explain in simple terms. It's had a massive impact on the business. But if I divide it into these four areas that are before you, of course, the first is the aeronautical business. Air New Zealand complete, as you know, suspension of flights. So for us, that was an immediate loss of income, really from April, but from the last week of March. And along with our general aviation, L3 Harris, the flight school, basically, 97, 98% loss of our aeronautical income overnight. Terminal closed, and we're really operating as an emergency medical service only at the airport. Had the same impact on our property, but in fact our property is our lifeline that I will come to. But again, really overnight impact on our tenancies. We're quite a large landlord, as you know, and but to date, and Scott will talk a wee bit about this, but to date we've had good support from our tenants, but we're early days, as we know, into the next sort of 3 to 6 months as businesses work through how they're going to operate and survive during this process. We've obviously suspended the terminal upgrade work, and I'll talk to that a bit further on, which of course was a major piece of work, approximately $15 million of proposed work. The hotel has been, sorry, if we can just go back to the previous slide, Sam. The hotel impacted significantly as well. Fortunately, during April, it was taken over by Ministry of Health as a isolation facility. It wasn't required. It was a backup to the Auckland hotels. Nonetheless, we have received and we are receiving payment for the use of the hotel by the government, but that ends really this week. And from then on, difficult times ahead, and we'll talk about that. And obviously our people, all my team are working remotely. That's working very, very well. My sort of 11 or 12 on our immediate COVID team response. But of course, the cafe and store staff are at home, unable to work, and part of the government subsidy. Our rescue fire team does remain on site at this point. So that's really been the impact. What have we really tried to do about it? If we could move to the next slide.